Hi, I haven't done a video in so long and I realized this, and today I got a very good idea. I'm going to talk about some songs and albums that I really love. This isn't what I'm listening to currently, some of it is, but it's things I've loved for a long time or things I've loved for a short time, but I'm just going to talk about it and maybe talk about how I got each album or some of the albums. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. So stick around and let's get started. I'm going to start with some 45s. The first one does not have a sleeve because I got it from my mom and she kept her records on kind of a rack without the sleeves. And if I had a choice, I would definitely get some sleeves for them, so I might do that. Anyway, this is Instant Karma, We All Shine On by John Lennon, and the B-side is Who Has Seen the Wind by Yoko Ono. And I love both of these songs. I know a lot of people don't really like Yoko's music, but I think this song is great. It's a soft, sweet song. She's not doing any of her trademark screaming. I think it's pleasant to listen to. And Instant Karma is a fabulous song by John Lennon. Both of these were recorded with the Plastic Ono Band, and if you've never heard them, I really suggest looking them up. Even if you're not a Beatles fan, I think you might still like it. And continuing with the theme of John Lennon, this is one of my favorite John Lennon solo songs, Woman. It's from his last album, Double Fantasy, and I believe the single unfortunately came out after he passed away. And the B-side is Yoko again with Beautiful Boys, Yoko Ono. That's a nice song too, but I adore Woman. I think it's a wonderful song. Okay, next is CDs. This CD I got a very long time ago. Well, maybe about 5 years ago. Maybe less than that. I don't remember. But it's Sarah Brightman's Classics. I'm a huge fan of Sarah Brightman. I think her voice is gorgeous. And I think my favorite track on here is the solo version of Time to Say Goodbye. Although all of it is pretty wonderful if you're a fan of Sarah Brightman like I am. Now next is a band you've probably never heard of called Nina. And Nina is a Japanese the case just fell apart when I opened it. Whoops. Nina is a Japanese supergroup, and I'm blanking on the name of the Japanese woman who is one of the singers, but one of the other singers in it is Kate Pierson of the B-52s. That's her. And if you know anything about me, you know I adore the B-52s. They are my all-time favorite band. And before Kate had a solo album, I had to listen to this because it was the closest thing I get to a Kate Pierson solo album, and I'm a huge Kate Pierson fan. There's some very good songs on here. I think my favorite is either Hairspray or I Remember You. I think these songs are on YouTube if you want to look them up. They shouldn't be too hard to find. If you can get a hold of them, I haven't checked to see if they're on YouTube in a very long time since I have the CD, but if you can track down the CD or find the songs on YouTube, they're definitely worth listening to. Now something a little newer, very new actually, this is Pollinator by Blondie, the latest Blondie album. I think it's one of their best albums in years. The song Long Time I think is excellent. It's one of the later singles. Fun went to #1 on the dance charts, and that's a really fun song. Definitely check this out if you're into Blondie. And speaking of Blondie, here is Eat to the Beat, their 4th album, I believe. This was not my favorite Blondie album when I got it, but I think it's my favorite now. It has Dreaming, The Hardest Part, Union City Blues, Shayla, Accidents Never Happen. Slow Motion is a great one. Sound Asleep, Atomic, all wonderful songs. The only song I don't like on this album is Victor. It just doesn't thrill me. It's Debbie Harry screaming, and I don't know, I'm not into it. It sounds very punk, and I'm not really into punk. I like more pop punk and new wave. Although I do like the Ramones, so I don't know. I'm not like a Sex Pistols person when I listen to punk, so I guess I'm not into a lot of punk. Yeah, but this album, great songs. It's the more pop-oriented Blondie. If you're looking for the more, I guess, punk-oriented Blondie, I would recommend their first 2 albums, Blondie and Plastic Letters, before they became a little more polished with Parallel Lines. Alright, I mentioned the B-52s. This is my favorite album of theirs. Yes, it is autographed by all 4 band members, although they signed it in red Sharpie. It's kind of hard to see. I did not know about getting silver Sharpies to use on albums because I was 13 when I got this album signed. This is the album with Love Shack on it, but the B-52s are so much more than Love Shack. This album has so many great songs: Cosmic Thing, Deadbeat Club, Love Shack, Junebug, Rome, Bushfire, Channel Z, and a few others. But Bushfire, it should have been a single. It's a fabulous song. Here's the back. Yeah, I definitely recommend this album. I don't know if it's the one I would recommend to start off listening to the B-52s. I think for that I would suggest the CD Time Capsule, which is their greatest hits. Kind of gives you a good, well-rounded view of all their music. But if you like Love Shack, definitely check that album out. And last but not least, my favorite album of all time, Elvis Costello's This Year's Model. And yes, that's his signature. I got this signed at a book signing that he did at the New York Public Library, and he was very kind. And his book is called Unfaithful Music and Disappearing Ink. Please read it if you're a fan of him or of music. You'll love it. Now, this is the American edition of This Year's Model, which means it has the song Radio Radio on it, and it does not have the song I Don't Want to Go to Chelsea. You have to get the UK version of that. There might be another song that was left off the American release, but now I can't remember what it was. Yes, anyway. This is probably one of his best albums. I know a lot of people say Imperial Bedroom is his best album, and I do love Imperial Bedroom, but something about This Year's Model just, I don't know, I really love it. So, let me see if I can find the names of the songs. Oh yeah, so this one has This Year's Girl, The Beat, Pump It Up, You Belong to Me, Living in Paradise, Lipstick Vogue, Radio Radio, and some other ones, but those are some of my favorites. Honestly, the whole album is great. If you're looking for the perfect balance of sort of rock and new wave, because this was early new wave, I would definitely recommend searching for this one, checking this one out. So that's the last album I'm going to talk about because I want to keep this video short. But if you're just wondering what kind of things I like to listen to, it's a whole big variety because, you know, we go from John Lennon to Sarah Brightman. And if you like this video and you want to see more of what I listen to, leave me a comment and I'll maybe make another video, volume 2, with some of my other favorite songs and albums. So thank you for watching if you've made it this far. And I'll see you next time. Bye!